Episode 549 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I'm going to be talking all about tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night RAW. And then after that, I'm going to be talking about some of the news going on in the world of professional wrestling. Right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome, Wrestling Fanatics, to this Monday night episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 549. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Lance Brock here, ready to talk some pro wrestling with everyone on this Monday night. In case you missed it, late Saturday night, very late Saturday night, probably early Sunday morning, I guess you could say, had an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic talking all about the WWE Royal Rumble and AEW Collision. So in case you missed that, go check out both of those podcasts. And once again, feel free to leave your opinions and all of your thoughts on both shows if you watched both of them. And hopefully by now you have. So leave your feedback in the comment section, either right here on Spreaker or on YouTube or wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts at. Or if you want to email your thoughts to me, 360wrestlingpodcasts@gmail.com. That is the email, the official email of 360 Wrestling Podcasts. But now let's get into tonight's episode and talk about WWE Monday Night RAW. And just like the Royal Rumble on Saturday night, I am afraid I have to start off with some bad news, and I'm not talking about Wade Barrett's character at one time, Bad News Barrett, but some actual bad news, because now on Monday Night Raw each week we will have to put up with that idiot Pat McAfee. For some reason they have made him a regular part of the Raw announce team, and he was as goofy as usual tonight, with especially at one time when Jey Uso came out. He was doing the waving thing at the audience. I was getting in his chair, just trying to make everything about himself, trying to put himself over, trying to outshine the real stars who are the pro wrestlers in the ring, not some washed up football player who has a radio show now. Even though I do not like that terrible show, Botchamania, I have watched it a couple times, just to see how it is before I said anything. And even though I don't like the show, there's something somebody needs to show to Pat McAfee from there. You talk too much. He also needs to shut up too. I know it's early in the year, and I don't have categories for like when I do the best and worst of, but definitely worst commentator of the year, Pat McAfee. Definitely worst personality in wrestling, worst everything. He doesn't belong in the pro wrestling business, and I usually don't try to be negative or anything, but he's just terrible. Definitely, with me, it is go away heat. I do not want to see him on my television. He's just terrible. Okay, but I'm going to try to stay positive and talk about more happy things instead of that idiot Pat McAfee. And speaking of talking about more happy things, let's talk about Monday Night RAW tonight, which was live from Tampa Bay, Florida, from the Amway Arena. And our commentators tonight, as I already said, Michael Cole and, unfortunately, Pat McAfee, which I have not heard him say anything just yet, but with the release of Corey Graves that came out in the news last Friday, they didn't say, but I was wondering maybe if he's on there, I don't really see Pat McAfee taking, because him and Corey would be two color guys, so maybe that wouldn't work out. But let's get into Raw tonight. And the first hour of Monday Night Raw is commercial free. And we have the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line to start things off. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest take on DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Balor and Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest retain the tag titles by defeating Gargano and Ciampa 12 minutes 54 seconds. And after the match, Damian Priest calls out R-Truth and says he is not a member of the Judgment Day, and they attack him, and R-Truth's partner in the tag team, known as Awesome Truth, The Miz, comes out to make the save. Women's tag team action, Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark defeat Chelsea Green and Piper Niven in 2 minutes. Jey Uso defeats Big Bronson Reed in 9 minutes 16 seconds. The WWE Intercontinental Championship is on the line. The Ring General Gunther defeats Kofi Kingston to retain the title 15 minutes 53 seconds. I thought this match was quite an entertaining matchup here tonight. I enjoyed this match. Didn't think Kofi was going to win the title, but I thought he still had a pretty good showing in this one. And next up, we have women's tag team action. It is the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, taking on the team of Tegan Nox and Natalya Neidhart. And Asuka and Kairi Sane get the win, 9 minutes, 48 seconds. Then after the match, we see the winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, Bayley, and she cuts a promo. And then we see the World Women's Champion Rhea Ripley as she is making her way to the ring. She is attacked by Nia Jax. Nia takes her in the ring, lays her out, leaves her laying. She changes her focus over to Bayley. The rest of Damage Control get out of the ring. She corners Bayley, tells her to choose Kairi Sane to face at WrestleMania because she wants Bayley. So they kind of teased here tonight the two members of Damage Control facing off at WrestleMania, which really isn't that much of a surprise. And also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we also saw the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins come out, actually said he wanted Cody to challenge him for his World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. So, kind of teasing that it could be Rhodes and Rollins at WrestleMania. And in the main event on Raw tonight, we have Drew McIntyre taking on Sami Zayn. And McIntyre getting the win, 12 minutes, 58 seconds. And that was tonight's WWE Monday Night Raw. I thought it was a pretty good show. I don't know if I would say it was real great. And once again, I forgot to rate the matches. I need to put the ratings in my notes so I remember. But overall, I'll give tonight's Raw 8 out of 10 ring bells. And now, gonna get into some of the news going on in the world of pro wrestling. I didn't mention this earlier, but CM Punk was injured during the Royal Rumble match with a torn tricep, and as a result of that injury, he will be missing WrestleMania this year. And he cut a promo tonight, even though with my bad memory I forgot to mention that. And he said, pretty much try to stay positive, I guess you could say. And he said next year. And also at the Royal Rumble, there was an appearance from TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace. She was very impressive in the Royal Rumble. But so far, what I have seen is that this, as of right now, was just a one-time thing. And I don't expect this to be happening all the time, but I do think it would be pretty neat if maybe every once in a while, on occasion, we could actually see WWE and TNA kind of have some kind of working relationship together. And one thing I'm pretty sure I have mentioned this on the podcast before, but one thing that I would like to see is for the TNA Hall of Fame, one guy who, in my opinion anyway, I feel deserves to be in the TNA Hall of Fame more than anybody is the phenomenal AJ Styles. So if there's any way that TNA and WWE could possibly work out a deal to get him to make an appearance at Bound for Glory to do a speech for the Hall of Fame, that would be pretty awesome to see. And some ratings news. This past Friday night's episode of SmackDown delivered the largest audience since September. And that is just about it for the news at this time. And that is also it for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 549. Once again, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening tonight. As always, remember in the comment section you can leave your feedback, your opinions, and your thoughts on tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night RAW. Let me know what you thought of the show. Did you enjoy it? Are you also upset like I am by the return of the annoying, obnoxious Pat McAfee? And we'll be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. So hope everyone will join me in the morning. Have a great night, everyone. And until tomorrow morning, have a great pro wrestling day. Or wait, I was thinking of GMWF. Got the shows mixed up again like I do sometimes. So I'm going to do that over. Alright, until tomorrow morning, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.